In the pulsating heart of Miami, where neon lights danced across glass towers, a single misclick would unravel a young woman's world. Sofia Alvarez, a rising star in a cutthroat PR firm, sent private photos meant for her boyfriend to her demanding boss, instead igniting a firestorm of shame and power plays. As the fallout threatened her career, Sofia's courage would turn a moment of vulnerability into a stand for dignity, proving that even a mistake can spark a revolution. The Miami skyline glittered through the floor-to-ceiling windows of Apex PR, a sleek agency in Brickell. On the evening of July 19, 2025, Sofia Alvarez, 26, sat at her desk, her fingers flying across her phone as she finalized a client pitch. Her dark hair was pulled into a messy bun and her blazer was slung over her chair, the office quiet save for the hum of late-night ambition. As a junior account manager, Sofia had clawed her way up from an internship, her sharp mind and relentless drive earning her a spot on Apex's high-profile accounts. Sofia's phone buzzed with a text from her boyfriend. Mateo, a chef at a trendy South Beach restaurant? Miss you, babe. Send me something to keep me going through this dinner rush, he wrote, with a winking emoji. Smiling, Sofia scrolled through her camera roll, selecting a few private photos tasteful but intimate, meant only for Mateo. She tapped send and returned to her pitch, unaware of the catastrophe she'd just unleashed. Minutes later, her phone buzzed again, but this time it was a notification from her work email. Her heart stopped as she saw the recipient, Victor Crane, her 45-year-old boss, a man known for his charm with clients and ruthless staff. In a panic, Sofia had accidentally sent the photos to Victor's email instead of Mateo's text thread. Her stomach churned as she opened the email, the images staring back at her. Now, in the hands of the one person who could ruin her career, Sofia's hands shook as she deleted the email from her sent folder, but it was too late. Victor was notorious for checking his inbox obsessively. She considered texting him, begging it was a mistake, but fear paralyzed her. Instead, she grabbed her bag and fled the office. The Miami night air, thick with humidity and her own dread. The next morning, Sofia arrived at Apex PR with her heart in her throat. The office buzzed with its usual energy phones ringing, interns scurrying, but to Sofia, it felt like a gauntlet. She avoided eye contact, her mind racing with worst-case scenarios. Would Victor fire her, blackmail her, or worse, spread the photos? At 10 a.m., Victor summoned her to his corner office, its glass walls offering no privacy. He sat behind his mahogany desk, his tailored suit impeccable, his smile sharp as a blade. "Sofia, close the door," he said, his voice smooth but laced with something unsettling. She obeyed, her palms sweating. "About that email," Victor began, leaning back in his chair. "Quite the surprise." His eyes glinted, and Sofia's face burned with shame. "It was a mistake, sir," she said, her voice barely steady. "I meant to send it to someone else. Please delete it." Victor's smile widened. "Mistakes happen," he said, his tone patronizing. "But this could complicate things. You're up for a promotion, Sofia. I'd hate for this to distract from your potential." The implication hung heavy. Her career was at his mercy. Sofia's stomach twisted, but anger flickered beneath her fear. "What are you saying?" she asked, her voice sharper now. Victor shrugged, his eyes never leaving hers. "Just that we could keep this between us. Be a team player, and I'll make sure this stays private." His words were a veiled threat, and Sofia felt trapped, her vulnerability weaponized. She left his office without responding, her mind racing. In the break room, she confided in her coworker Lena, a senior account manager who'd mentored her. "He's holding those photos over me," Sofia whispered, tears pricking her eyes. Lena's face hardened. "That's harassment, Sofia. You don't have to take this. Document everything and go to HR." Sofia spent the day in a fog, her work suffering as Victor's threat loomed. She texted Mateo, confessing the mistake. "I'm so sorry," she wrote. "I messed up." Mateo, supportive but furious, urged her to fight back. "He can't do this to you," he texted. "You're stronger than this." Inspired by Mateo and Lena, Sofia decided to act. She screenshot Victor's email response, vague but suggestive, and noted their conversation in a detailed memo. At lunch, she slipped into the HR office and met with Ms. Rivera, a no-nonsense director with a reputation for fairness. "I made a mistake," Sophia said, her voice steady now. "But Victor's using it against me." "This isn't right," Ms. Rivera listened, her expression grim. "Forward me everything," she said. "We'll handle this." Sophia sent the screenshots, her heart pounding with fear and defiance. She'd exposed her mistake, but also Victor's abuse of power. By afternoon, whispers spread through the office. Victor was called to HR, his usual swagger replaced by unease. Sophia overheard him arguing in the hallway, claiming it was just a misunderstanding. But Ms. Rivera was thorough, interviewing Lena and another co-worker who'd overheard Victor's suggestive comments to Sophia in the past. That evening, Sophia was called back to HR. Ms. Rivera's face was calm but resolute. "Victor's been suspended pending an investigation," she said. "We take harassment seriously. Your email was a mistake, but his response was inappropriate. You're not in trouble, Sophia." Relief flooded her, but so did guilt. She'd exposed herself to save her career, but the office gossip was relentless. Co-workers whispered, some supportive, others judgmental. Sophia's X account, usually filled with work updates, buzzed with notifications after a colleague leaked the story. A post from an anonymous account read, "Apex PR drama, junior staff's private pics spark scandal, #Miami mess." Comments ranged from support to cruel jabs, but a growing hashtag stand with Sophia emerged, driven by women sharing their own workplace harassment stories. Sophia, mortified but determined, posted her own message. "I made a mistake, but no one deserves to be threatened for it. Speak up. #stand with Sophia." The post went viral, drawing support from local activists and even a Miami women's rights group. A week later, Apex PR announced Victor's termination for violating company policy. The news hit X with #stand with Sophia trending locally. Sophia's promotion was confirmed, her work recognized, despite the scandal. She met with Ms. Rivera, who offered counseling and a transfer if she wanted a fresh start. Sophia declined. "I'm staying," she said. "This is my place." Mateo threw a small celebration at his restaurant, toasting Sophia's courage with their friends. Lena, now her closest ally, raised a glass. "You turned a mistake into a movement," she said. Sophia smiled, her confidence returning. She'd faced her worst fear exposure and come out stronger. In Miami's neon-lit nights, Sofia Alvarez walked taller, her mistake a stepping stone to empowerment. The city, with its relentless pulse, had tested her, but she'd proven that vulnerability could spark change, one brave step at a time.